Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. You heard it here first. The best sports podcast there is, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. Man, we got a great episode for you today on June 6th, 2022, man. Hey, it's the month of June. My birthday is this month, so of course I'm feeling great. But no, man, we got a guest later on in the show, Javan Johnson from DePaul University, all about the buckets. Man, and I'm serious when I say he's all about the buckets, man. Go watch the tape, go do whatever you got to do, and catch him live this season at DePaul, man, because, hey, he's all about the buckets. But we'll get a chance to chop it up with him later on in the show today, so I can't wait for that. It's going to be super cool. And also, we're digging into Game 2 of the NBA Finals, man. The Golden State Warriors, they beat the Boston Celtics 107-88 in last night's matchup. And look, man, I don't know if any of y'all ever worked in fast food before, but look, I used to work at Subway. I used to work at Subway years, way back in the day, man, way back there, and I did not like it. Of course, it's fast food. How could you love it? But yeah, man, I just remember days, it was just hectic. It would be hectic. I would be in there by myself. I'm cooking up. Nobody else is there to help me at all. I've been in there all day. The radio don't work. It's burning up. The fan's not working, and I'm just flipping subs, flipping sandwiches, hour after hour, minute after minute. It was just crazy. But I'd never forget that. But in a way, it kind of reminds me of Steph Curry last night before they actually got some damn momentum. Because damn what the score told you. Yeah, the Warriors won 107-88. It looks like a blowout, but that was not the case. Don't let the score fool you, because before things got out of hand, Steph Curry was in there by him damn self. He was in the kitchen cooking up. Nobody else showed up to work. Everybody showed up late. It was just him. The radio wasn't working, order after order, and this man had to do it himself. Because I tell you what, in the whole first half, the game was pretty close. The game was close. The Celtics and the Warriors, they were all both about striking range, 5-6 points that we witnessed. And Steph was really the key. They forced this man. They attacked him on defense. They attacked Steph on defense, went at him every play, and he did a damn good job of defending, even though there was size mismatches and all of that stuff. But he did his thing on the defensive end, and then he came back down on the offensive end. Forced to distribute the ball, forced to score the ball, forced to rebound, forced to pass the ball, forced to create. This man had to do it all on the offensive end as well as the defensive end. And let me tell you what type of help he received here. The help he received was a Klay Thompson shooting 1 for 8 in the first half. He was 0 for 4 from the three-point line and only had 2 points in the first half. That was the help he received. Well, Jordan Poole looked like he had a good game. You know, you looking at the numbers. No. Them third quarter numbers right there. We ain't talking about, we talking about before the help came, before other employees came to help Stephen Curry in the kitchen. Jordan Poole was broke too. He was 1 for 5 after the first half and only had 3 points there. So I'm telling you, Steph had to will his team and scratch and claw to keep his team afloat. But when they showed up, that's when we seen that big difference maker. That's when we seen the Warriors start to pull that 20-point lead, 25-plus point lead. Because in that third quarter, the Warriors became a different team. As we all know, they've been doing for some years. Ever since they've been winning championships, the Warriors have thrived in the third quarter. Don't be fooled by what you see earlier on in the game. Just wait till the third quarter. They'll tell you every single thing you need to know about this Warriors game and if they'll win or if they'll lose. And then you keep going, man. You keep going into the game where you think, well, how did the Warriors even get to this advantage where the game slipped out of hand from the Celtics when they were only down 10-5? First, this is what the Warriors do. When they get an 8-point lead, it can drastically change. It can change in a matter of seconds just because of the way they can heat up. Their three-pointers are 100% contagious. You might even get lucky and knock down the three. If you out there on the floor with Steph and Poole and everybody and they knocking them down, you might even get, the way they knock down their threes. But looking at it realistically, the Celtics, man, they really fumbled the bag. They fumbled the bag. They were too generous in game 2. They gave the ball up 18 times and allowed the Warriors to score 33 points strictly off of turnovers. Strictly off the turnovers. You take away those 33 points, this is a completely different game. And then not only were they down 33 points, as the Warriors began to go on their run in the third quarter, what I seen from the Celtics is they struggled. They struggled to score on a set defense from the Golden State Warriors. And credit to the Warriors because their defensive intensity sparked up tremendously, but they struggled to score. The Celtics, they could not score on that set defense. They didn't have the transition ball to depend on and the transition buckets to depend on. And what they did, instead of trying to run plays or do anything organized, they ran to a lot of one-on-one. We seen Jaylen Brown try and force up a lot of buckets that he made in the first half, but couldn't really get them to fall in the third quarter. And then as far as Jason Tatum, he played a pretty good game, but those role players wasn't there. Those role players began to do the same thing as me and you, but they just had a floor seat. They started watching the game. They started watching Jason Tatum go to work, watching Jaylen Brown try and put up a bucket. And then when they get the ball and forced to score, it's like they've been cold. They haven't gotten to no rhythm for I don't know how long. So it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. And I know game 3 is going to be completely different. Of course, it's obviously a huge game. Any finals game is a huge game. But as far as game 3, man, the Celtics, they have to protect home court. The series has changed now that they stole game 1 and lost game 2. So as long as they protect home court, we could really be looking at an early series in 6. But I personally don't think that's going to be the case. But no, if they protect home court, they got to limit those turnovers, obviously, and figure out a way to score on that set defense. If they knock those 2 things down and can slow the Warriors down in the third quarter, you know, hey. it might go to the Celtics, but of course, you know who I'm rolling with, man. Hey, I need Steph to get this MVP, and clearly he's gonna have to work his ass off to get this MVP. But I love it. It's all good. But stick around, man. We got a special guest coming in, Javan Johnson. He's right around the corner. Let's do it. Stay tight. We'll be right back with the interview. Now, you know, just because you're busy doesn't mean you got to be stressed. I'm crazy busy right there with you, but it can be easier. Next time you're on a run, just make it more fun and listen to The Run with Manny Wilson. It's The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
But like that's kind of the reason I picked DePaul and left Iowa State because I like the Coach Stubblefield's like system. Yeah, I like how he let us play real free and it's not a lot of restrictions and how like what we can do.
Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run, the Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. You heard it here first. The best sports podcast there is. All the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. Hey, man, we got a great guest in the building today. I can't wait to get to it. I told y'all earlier in the episode, Javan Johnson here from DePaul University Ford. He all about the buckets. So let's bring him in. Let's have this cool conversation, man. He been doing this thing, did his thing at Iowa State for a minute. Now he's at DePaul balling out. So we get a chance to chop it up with him for a minute and then cool it. So I can't wait to jump into it. You can hear me, man? What's the deal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you, man.
I'm good, man. I already heard you mention you had a good little workout earlier today. How did that go, man? What kind of things is you working on in the workout?
Man, it went good, man. Really, we're just working on a lot of ball handling and just get some shots up this morning. Just a quick little workout and then gonna go back later on, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. You back home in Alabama or you up here in Chicago? Yeah, I'm still in Chicago, man. We on quarter system, so we don't get out of school till June 10th. Damn, for real? Yeah, it's weird, for real, man. Everybody back home and said we we Damn, man, that's crazy. No, that's what's up though. That's what's up. Cool little workout. How's it? How often do you go back home? Actually, you from Decatur, right? Decatur, Alabama? Yeah, from Decatur, Alabama. So I really can't get home too often. I go home probably like Christmas and in the summertime like once or twice. But other than that, man, I really be up here just trying to get to it.
For real. How was the, hey man, I know this is something huge like for me because I recently moved out to Chicago, and like I'm from the Detroit area, not in the heart of the city of Detroit, but just like around the area. But it was just a huge adjustment for me, like when I first moved here, because it's just so many people, bro. The traffic, all of all them crazy things like that. What was that like for you when you first came up here from Alabama?
Man, it's a huge adjustment. I actually came here from Iowa State, and like from Iowa to Chicago, it's like a really night and day, man.
For real.
Great. So it was really a big adjustment. Just learning how to live the city life. I never lived in a big city like this, and it was all an adjustment. But I love it. I love Chicago and just love being around.
No,
The
I
energy.
feel it. I feel it, man. No, it's kind of the same for me. Now that I'm adjusting to it, it's like I'm loving it, man. When I go back home, it's way different. Like I don't even know how to explain it for real, but it's just a lot more different. But no, man. So yeah, Iowa State, you played there, and you're from Alabama. What was it like growing up in Alabama? How'd you get into hoops? All of that stuff, man. Let's hear that.
Man, really, I played multiple sports and stuff growing up, basketball and football, and kind of dabbled in some other stuff. And really, I just found my passion and love for basketball as I got older, and I got taller, and I realized like it's probably the route I need to take. I don't,
Right,
I ain't
right.
getting hit like that for real playing football because I played quarterback. Yeah, I didn't really like getting hit like that, so I really just found my love for basketball and really just started to focus on that like in high school.
For real. Yeah, man. High school. Hey, you did your thing in high school. You was 2016, 2017, first team all state, first team by the Huntsville Times, 2 times Decatur Player of the Year. You was balling out of high school. What was that transition like from high school to college, and then like eventually like you've been in college playing for some time now. What was that transition like when you first went to college?
Oh man, whole different level, whole different physicality. Just everything is different. Like everybody is really on. Like the playing field is level. You know what I'm saying? When you're in college and when you're in high school, you may play some teams that just not as good and may have better players and stuff like that. But in college, you see who really good in college. For real. The fake, people who really not good to get exposed real quick in college.
Yeah, one of the things I heard was and like my guy Daryl, he played overseas. He used to play overseas. He done now playing overseas, so he just work out with a lot of athletes. But one of the things he was telling me was like, it's just a completely different ball game because you got everybody. Like everybody was sweet. Everybody was sweet in their hometown. Now they playing in college. It's like, no, he was sweet too. He's sweet. So it's like you just gotta come with it every time. Cause you never know. Like, it might be, and then you got the other alternative too. You might have a guy who wasn't really that sweet in high school, and now he in college, he all about buckets. He proving himself, everything. So, no, that's cool to hear your perspective on that. And I gotta hit you with the question too. What went into that decision when you went to Iowa State and then you transferred to DePaul? What went into that decision? Cause you was sweet at Iowa State too. I seen you was starting up there. What was it, like 18 out of 23 games? For the season.
I had caught COVID, so I couldn't start a couple games.
Damn.
Yeah. I was actually I was rolling pretty good. I was averaging like 18 for like the last 6 games, and I caught COVID.
Yeah, I seen, man. I seen some of the tape up there too. And yeah, you was nice. You was nice. You was nice.
Like you said earlier in the podcast, though, man, everything happened for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so everything happened for a reason. I'm here right now, and I love DePaul. It's gonna be a great year this year, man. For real.
Nah,
you got a diamond on your podcast right now.
Yeah.
You might say this.
Hey, oh yeah, definitely, man. Hey, come on now. Now that we done chopped it up for a little bit, I definitely gotta pop up to DePaul game. Check it out and check the team out too, man. Cause I'm not even that far from DePaul. Actually, I'm in Rogers Park. It's like probably.
Yeah, that's right up the road. That's like up north a little more.
Yeah, yo, it's just a little bit more up north. So I'm gonna definitely come check it out. It's gonna be cool. And then when you first transferred to DePaul, what was that like? What was that environment like? And what was that level of competition like compared to Iowa State?
A lot of people don't know, but I actually came to DePaul mid-year in December. And so it was kind of tough to adjust just coming in mid-year because I was at Iowa State and I had to finish my degree. And so that's why I couldn't come to December. I had to finish my classes there. And I came here, like I said, mid-year. So I had to really learn and adjust, like learn the offense real fast, learn everything, kind of get on my pace. And that's kind of why you probably see my numbers kind of decrease a little bit. But then, like, as I got more comfortable, I started, killing again.
Right.
But now I'm very comfortable now and comfortable in like with the system and the coaches and everything. And I say it's gonna all pan out.
That's what's up. And then you said something I love to hear too. You said you got the degree. You said you got the degree over at Iowa State, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's an important thing to throw. We talking about hoops, but let's not forget he got the degree. And
you gotta have that, man, out here in this world nowadays.
Man, what you ain't lying, dog. And then sometimes people get one degree and they be like, damn, it still ain't enough. That's crazy. So look, before we keep going too, I gotta hit you with it. You gotta punch a ticket. You ain't even punched a ticket earlier, but I ain't tell you nothing about this because you wasn't supposed to know. But you gotta punch the ticket mid-interview. If you had 5 people to choose, is the best at your position of all time, who would you choose? And first say your position, because you forward, you play like 3-4, right?
Yeah, like the 3, so small forward. I would say.
Let's hear it.
I can't not put LeBron in there. I don't like LeBron, but LeBron number 1 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you ain't wrong.
Yeah. Then KD. KD personally my favorite player. You talking about in the game right now or all time? All time.
And we including everybody.
I gotta say Larry Bird then.
Yeah, that's a bad boy. He was
let's see.
Small forward. I feel like I let you off just a little bit. Small forwards ain't. I should have picked shooting guards or something, I'm gonna let you finish the small forwards though, but I go ahead, because I'm curious to hear. Let's see.
See, probably Julius Erving. I say if we going all the way back, probably Elgin Baylor. He's pretty tough back then.
Yeah, I you know what, I like that one because we don't hear that name. We don't hear that name enough. Actually, he's one of them guys we don't hear enough. And I mean, obviously because he played in a completely different era. But a lot of times when we had these debates, it's these newer guys. It's the KD, the LeBrons, like and I don't even know if Giannis really count because he almost positionless. Like
Giannis is the best player in the league right now to me.
Okay, yeah, I agree. All right, I agree. Hey, we on the same page. We on the same page with that. But so since that was a light one, one more. You got one more. Who wins the finals this year? First, who is your team like when the playoffs started, and who wins the finals this year? Where we are now.
Like I said earlier, I'm a big KD fan, so I was going for the Nets.
Hey, they pulled the brooms out on them boys.
Man, they took us out early, man. I'm like, God, we couldn't even get one game.
No, I feel it. I'm a Kyrie fan, but go ahead.
Yeah, I got to say the Celtics then, for real, because I mean, how they did us and how they just went and pulled out game 1,
Oh, you going?
So that was tough. So I got to say probably the Celtics gonna pull it out.
Damn, you know what? All right, so it's crazy that you say that too, because I've been rolling with this ever since I didn't think Brooklyn was gonna get swept. First off, but ever since they swept Brooklyn, and then like I seen the way they played, like defensively and offensively. One, that's a good ass team. That team is a great team, like from all aspects, like, and they adjust very well. So like I kind of been picking the Celtics, and then when Chris Middleton went down, I'm like, oh, Celtics for sure. But they gonna win in 7. I'm like, Giannis gonna be tough to beat, obviously, but I'm like, Celtics, they've been playing good, they've been adjusting, they gonna win in 7. And then Miami, I'm like, they for sure. I picked them to beat Miami in 6. I was like, nah, bro, Miami's good, but yeah, I'm like, they're good, but they're not. Nah, they're not gonna beat the Celtics. And then now, go ahead.
I said they ain't have enough offense for real, Miami.
Oh no, nah. And to me, they need another like key piece. And I think Bam is good, but Bam is just. I mean, he's still not enough. Like Bam is good, but he's just still not enough. Like
They need like
they need another bucket.
or something like
Yeah, a Bradley. They need a bucket. They need a bucket on that team. Because I mean, Jimmy can only do so much he can only do so much. He had to put up like, what was it, 40 something, 40, 44, 45, something like that. But he had to put up crazy numbers just for them to barely win. But yeah, that goes to my point. And then moving to like the Celtics and the Warriors, I definitely think the Celtics has what it takes to beat them, and they got the personnel and they got the play, the versatility. But man, I'm just sick of the Steph slander, bro. I'm sorry.
got stuff messed up for real.
Dog, I'm sick of the Steph slander, man. My favorite point guard is Kyrie. I like Kyrie just from a skills perspective because, like, to me, he's the most skillful guard we've seen probably ever when it comes to like straight skill and what a person can do. But on the Mount Rushmore, I have Steph on there above him, and it's like, man, I be getting into so many. I don't even get it, bro. I'm like, Steph is a great point guard. To me, he already on the Mount Rushmore. And I'm like, he's been doing it. He's been hooping for so long, and not many point guards can do what he can do. So
yeah, man, he changed the game.
Yeah, he did.
He literally changed the game. Like, bro,
I'm saying,
people shooting threes, shooting 6, 7 threes a game now.
Dog, I'm saying, and then, bro, go ahead.
I was saying, like, one person shooting like 6 or 7 threes a game now, like that was unheard of,
Bro, Al Horford. Al Horford in the last game shot like 8 threes or 9 threes and made 6. Like, this is why I say game 1 was like Celtics just had a great ass game in game 1.
Yeah, it was low key a fluke. I'm like, bro, that's not gonna happen.
I'm saying, bro, because Derek White,
no way they're gonna be able to shoot like that again.
Bro, thank you, bro. I'm saying, bro, because it's crazy, bro. Sometimes I'll be talking to people and shit. Maybe I'll be talking to the wrong people because I'll be seeing these things and I'm like, bro, I can't be the only one that's thinking this. So it's crazy. But no, man, yeah. All right, so you got the Celtics winning. I can respect it though, because I mean I think they're probably the better team, but obviously Golden State got the experience, and I'm personally just sick of the Steph slander. I need to see him get the MVP. But I get it with the Celtics. But no, man, jumping back, what's the most memorable moment you have playing in college basketball so far?
I would say probably beating Seton Hall this year at home. That was a big win for us.
Yeah.
Especially for DePaul. We hadn't really had a ranked win in probably a couple of years for real. And so that was big to get that win at Seton Hall at home for the home fans. And,
right.
Kind of got us back rolling on the right track as well too.
That's what's up. No, that's what's up, man. I know Seton Hall, they're a good basketball school too, and now that's huge. How was that crowd looking like during that game?
Yeah, it was a good crowd that night for real. Obviously, our fans knew that they were ranked, and we needed that win to kind of move up in the standings.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a big win for us.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And so I got another one too. So from when you first started playing basketball till now, where would you say your game has elevated most?
Let's see. Since I started like when I was younger, or like since high school.
No, since college. Since you started playing college ball, like when you first started at Troy.
Definitely
like from there to now.
Yeah, definitely physicality. Like I've grown so much like into my body and stuff. I came from a high school where we didn't really lift weights and stuff like that. So when I got to college, I really started to, put on some muscle and add to my game. And so that helped me out tremendously because college, like I said earlier, is a physical game. And so that added like tremendously. And of course, my three pointers as well too have gotten better just through work.
Yeah, and I know that's huge too. Just having that leeway, because I know a lot of times, like with bigs, some coaches like don't want bigs like shooting, but it depends on the game plan, obviously. And that kind of brings me to the other question too. Like, how much of an impact does the coaching and the scheme that they use have on a particular player? Like if they're going to a particular university and so on.
Oh man, it's a big a big difference like from coach to coach. Like that can help you or even derail you. You know what I'm saying? Because some coaches can instill confidence in you and just like you may fit better with their play style if they like more up and down and stuff. And like say for instance, if you're a big and you playing on a team that don't feed the post, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna kind of be hard for you to, you know what I'm saying, get comfortable and score and stuff like that. And so a lot of people don't know that from the outside looking in. But like that's kind of the reason I picked DePaul and left Iowa State, because I like the Coach Stubblefield's like system.
Yeah,
I like how he let us play real free, and it's not a lot of restrictions and how like what we can do.
Oh yeah, and you know what? That's important. You said it right there. The playing free. One. I'm glad you made that decision for yourself. That's dope that you was able to realize that and make that decision for yourself, because that is something that's important. Is like looking into how this team plays basketball, like, and how can it like benefit me? How can I benefit this team and fit in to what they're trying to do? I know, at least from my experience, I played like in high school, and I stopped playing basketball to play football. But I know, like you said, confidence is a huge thing with coaches. I've always, that's been something that's been huge to me, is like coaches have the ability to either boost the player's confidence or take it away. And a lot of times, whether it's like direct, like talking, or if it's within a play where it's like they're giving too many restrictions on a particular player. Like if you get too many, me and my brother talk about this all the time, but we like, you know, because when we was in high school, we played under coaches where it's like, no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And we both are small, bro. I'm like 5'10", and he's shorter than me. So, and it's like, you know, we try to let this thing go. We try to let this thing go. And then, you know, high school, I ain't go to no big high school like that. And we ain't start getting sweet until like probably recently. But that was something that was huge, because it's like, we trying to let this thing go. We trying to just hoop. But the coaches we had, like, no, we don't need none of that. We don't need none of that. And I mean, no, that's huge. But I say all of that to agree with you in terms of, like, you know, picking somewhere that allows a free flowing offense and so on like that. But no, I do got another one for you. Everybody love to focus on stats. Everybody love to focus on stats in this era. How important are you, more of a stats guy or the eye test? Because how important do you think both of those are?
Yeah, I'm more so an eye test guy.
Okay, yeah, I love it.
That's kind of why I like KD, because I'm like, man, if you look at the eye test, like who's really, like, it's not too many people better than him.
Man, literally.
Yeah, and so I'm more so an eye test guy, but stats definitely prove a point too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really deny what James Harden was doing in Houston.
I'm glad.
Like, averaging like 35 and 10. And I'm like, man, you can't really deny that.
I'm glad you brought that up. I got a comment on that, but I'm gonna let you finish first.
Yeah, it's hard to deny stats sometimes, but more so for me personally, I'm an eye test guy. I can normally see if people are good just off, you know, watching some film.
Yes, sir. I 100% agree, bro. I always think, you know, the stats is, especially because I talk about sports a lot. So stats is obviously important because, I mean, it's numbers, but it's based on the eye test, bro. Because like you mentioned, James Harden in Houston, he was the only person in Houston that could do anything. I mean, he had Eric Gordon too, but the dude had the ball in his hand every play. Like, he touched the rock every play. So that's one thing, like, that you get from the eye test. And then another, bro, is that with James Harden, he would get to the free throw line so much, man. And like, he had these 30-point games where he only really shot the ball like 8 times, but dude, like, he had
14 free throws.
Man, I'm saying, so that was something, like, to me, where I'm like, bro, and when I talk basketball with certain people, bro, it's like, bro, you're not watching the game. Like, you didn't watch the game and see how this man got all of these points. So yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know. That's something that's huge. And I also think the eye test is important when it comes to, like, outside of the NBA, because everybody always focuses on NBA. But when you look at, like, college basketball and women's basketball, the numbers don't be as high. You're not going to find too many players averaging like 30 or over 25. Like, but yet it's
probably like 2 or 3 players that already know what 25.
Bro, I'm saying, bro. But that, because, like, the stats aren't as high, that does not mean that the player might not be as good. And that's something where it's like you need the eye test for that. Like, you need the eye test to see, like how good these college athletes really are. And like that's in any sport to me, but definitely with basketball, because it's like, okay, yeah, somebody might average 8 points a game. He might average 7 points a game, but it's like, bro, one, these buckets is coming at the most important time. And like two, like he might not shoot the ball that much. He might just play his role, and then let the game come to him. When the game come to him, like he's scoring that, like he's getting it in the hoop. So I don't know. I always think the eye test definitely important, 100% more important. Was there anything like you wanted to add?
Yeah, I'll just tell everybody, anybody who's watching this, any basketball players or football or whatever you're doing in life, man, run your own race. Just stay in your lane and just have tunnel vision on what you're trying to accomplish. And just,
that's real.
Run your race, man. You can do anything you want to in this world, for real. Ain't nobody stopping you but you.
Oh yeah, I love. I love that. That's a great way to end the episode, man. I don't even know how I can top that. Damn. No, that's what's up, man. But hey, I definitely appreciate you coming in and chopping it up with me for a minute, dog. I'm gonna definitely have to tap in to some of them DePaul games this year. I mean, shit, you ain't that far from the stadium from me, or y'all not that far from me, so I'm gonna have to come in person, check it out. But no, man, I appreciate you coming through for real. And yeah, man, hey, good luck this season, good luck the off season. Keep working. You already focused. I already know that. I ain't worried about that part. So I'm sure it's gonna come with the best, and it's gonna be dope, man. But that's all we got. Where can the people find you?
On Instagram _Javan Johnson, JAVAN then Johnson, and then on Twitter the same thing.
For sure, man. Bet it up. Will, y'all already know you can find me at The Run Podcast on Instagram, and you can follow my personal Instagram as well at I am Manny Wilson. But yes, man, we'll be back later on this week, and so on and so on and so on.